6Cs, receiving teachers and students. Thank you. You may take your seat. Antonia, what did we learn in our last lesson?
Perimter.
Yes, we looked at perimeter, but what perimeter of something? Yes, Nora.
Perimeter of regular shape.
Well done. Perimeter of regular shapes. Now, what are regular shapes? From our lesson, last lesson? Receiving teacher, I'd like you to ask the same question to your students and let them answer the question, and you correct as you go along with the students. Yes, what are regular shapes? Who can tell me in his or her own word what regular shapes are? Imelda? What are regular shapes?
All the sides are equal.
All right, thank you very much. When we are referring to regular shapes, we are referring to shapes that have sides all equal in length or sides that have same length. Now, using that idea, we also looked at two methods in working out the perimeter of regular shapes, where I told you to use method 2 and method 3. Method 2 is where you use the plus sign to add all equal sides, and method 3 is where you will use the total number of sides multiplying one equal side. I'd like you to use method 3 to work out the area of this regular heptagon. I'll give you only 2 minutes to work this out. Are you doing your work? Oh. Can you help your friend with a biro, please? You should always have yourself prepared. Finished? Amazing. Okay, our time is up. I'd like you to put your biros down. Look at the shape, and firstly, you must always identify the distance around the shape. Next, you count the number of sides of the shape, and then third step, you also look at the unit of measurement of the shape. Here, we have the shape having 7 equal sides. A regular heptagon has 7 equal sides, and the length of one equal side is 15 centimeter. So using the rule, perimeter equals total number of sides times the length of one equal side is equal to 7 times 15 centimeter. 7 times 15 is equal to 105 centimeters. Class, if you have the same answer up on the screen, I'd like you to give a tick to your working out. That means you understand perimeter of regular shapes. Let us now move on to our topic for today. We will be looking at perimeter of irregular shapes. Now, irregular shape is the opposite of regular shapes. So what can you say about irregular shapes? If it is the opposite of regular shapes, what is irregular shapes? Yes, we have someone there to try. Receiving class, I'd like you to try to give an answer to what you think about irregular shape, or what is irregular shape. Yes?
Shapes that don't have equal sides.
Excellent. Let's give one big clap to Victoria. Okay, receiving student, if you had that same answer, irregular shape means that the sides of the shape will not be equal in length or same in length. All right, thank you for your answer. Let's now look up to the screen and see the definition of irregular shape. An irregular shape has all its sides different in length. Irregular shapes also have one or two sides equal in length and others different in length. So please try to remember the meaning of irregular shape. Now, I'd like you to find the perimeter of this irregular quadrilateral. In our previous lesson, we also looked at adding sides of this kind of irregular shape, where we used method 2, use plus sign to add all sides. I'd like you to try this. You're not going to write, but you just try and use your head to calculate quickly the perimeter of this irregular quadrilateral. Who has already worked out the perimeter of this shape? Yes? Ken?
10 millimeters.
10 millimeters? What do you others think? Irene? Receiving student, what do you think? Is he correct? Yes. When you add all the sides, 1 plus 2 is equal to 3, plus 4 is equal to 7, plus 3 is equal to 10. Excellent. 10 millimeter is correct. Thank you, Ken, for your answer. Now, what we are going to really focus on today is looking at another irregular quadrilateral. What is quadrilateral? In our previous lesson, we mentioned what quadrilateral is. Can anyone remember? Yes? Someone here? Manu?
Shapes that have four sides and not equal.
All right, thank you very much. Yes. Shapes that have four sides equal. What do you think? Yes, he is correct with four sides. A shape that has four sides, but not all quadrilaterals will have equal sides. Some quadrilaterals will have different sides or difference in length. So let's look at this quadrilateral. Are all the sides equal? No. So that means that not all quadrilaterals will have equal sides. Some will have different lengths. So let's look at this irregular quadrilateral. What is the name of this irregular quadrilateral? Receiving student? Model class? Who can tell me the name of this irregular quadrilateral? Rodney? We have Vanessa there. Vanessa, yes? Vanessa?
Rectangle.
Well done. Yes, it's a rectangle. Why do you say it's a rectangle? Or what can you say about a rectangle? Just by looking at the diagram or the shape. Victoria? Yes? What? Just by looking at the sides of this rectangle, what can you say about this irregular shape? Victoria? All right, we'll go through it. Now, a rectangle, as you can see, has two sides, are same in length, and we also have another two sides, or the other two sides equal in length. The first two sides are 10 centimeter, and the other two sides are 5 centimeter. So a rectangle has two longer sides, you can see, and two shorter sides. That is how you find, that is what a rectangle is. The two longer sides are known as length, or is known as length, and the two shorter sides is known as width. So we will look at the first rule in how to work out perimeter of this irregular rectangle. Rule 1, perimeter equals length plus width plus length plus width. Length is equal to 10 centimeter plus 5 plus 10 plus 5 is equal to 30 centimeters. It's similar to method 2 where you use the plus sign. Class, watching carefully. Let's look at rule number 2. Rule number 2, perimeter is equal to length times width, length times 2, because we have two lengths, plus width times 2. So the measurement for length is 10 centimeter times 2 plus 5 centimeter plus 2. 10 times 2 is equal to 20 plus 5 times 2 is equal to 10 centimeter. 20 plus 10 is equal to 30. Is it the same answer as rule 1? Yes. Let's look at, are you watching? Some of you are not watching. Class, please pay attention. Let's look at rule 3. Another way to work out perimeter of this irregular shape. Perimeter equals length plus width times 2 outside of the bracket. So we have the length is equal to 10 centimeter plus the width is equal to 5 centimeter times 2. You add in the bracket first. 10 plus 5 is equal to 15 times 2 is equal to 30. Is it the same as rule 1 and rule 2 answer? Yes. So there are 3 ways in how to work out the perimeter of a rectangle. Now, I'd like you to use those 3 rules to try and work out the perimeter of this irregular, quadrilateral, or rectangle. You're going to use 3 ways. Okay, you have only 7 minutes to work this exercise out. You have exercise 1 and 2. You do exercise 1 first. If you're not sure what to do, please raise your hand so I can come up and help you. But you try to work it out first. Receiving students, you're also confused, I'd like you to ask your teacher to guide you. Quickly, one can use this, one can finally change. Constant device here. And then later you change the papers around, okay? So you work quickly. I'd like you to try the second row. Second row. Use the same rectangle to find the perimeter, but you are using the second row. You clear? You clear with what to do? You use this rule here. What is the length equal to? What is the length equal to? You put them, okay? You do your working out, yes. And then you find out what you multiply by 2 first in the bracket, plus, get your width, multiply by 2 in the bracket. Are you clear? Like here, what we did in the example. Where is the example? Okay. Okay. Where we had the length is equal to 10 times 2. The width is equal to 5 times 2. So 20 plus 10 equals 30. So use that same idea to work this out. Okay. Share with your friend. What's that? 120. Okay, all right, got it, yeah. Let me check this again too, all right? All right, our time is up. Okay, those ones who have their answers there and you want to share with us, maybe I will appoint you to come up to the board here, and you come and quickly do your working out. All right, I'd like 3 students. Anyone who would like to share their working out with the rest of us? Receiving teacher, I'd like you to appoint 3 students to come up to the board and display their working out. Rule 1, Rule 2, Rule 3 in working out the perimeter of this irregular shape known as the rectangle. Okay, I will choose Milika. Use Rule 1 to do your working out. Milika, Rule 1. Come and display your working out up on the board. Rule 3, Victoria. And Rule 2, Alan. Can I have those 3 students up to the board? Display your working out. The others watch. Quickly. Milika, Rule 1. Right, bigger, please. Alan, come up to the board. Do it at the same time. Do your working out at the same time. Victoria. Okay, let's have Antonia. Antonia, Rule 3. Vanessa. Antonia? You want to try? Okay, good boy. Rule 2. Display your working out here. Okay. Not sure? Okay, Vanessa will. She'll do Rule 3 then, okay. you. You work it out. Okay. All right, we are going to go through the working out together as a class orally. Watching carefully, put your biros down, eyes front. Receiving students, put your biros down, eyes front, please. We're going to check the rules. Rule 1, we have perimeter equals length plus width plus length plus width equals, the length is equal to 120 millimeters plus the width is equal to 40 millimeters plus 120 millimeters plus 40 millimeters. So we have 120 plus 40 is equal to, Irene? 120 plus 40 is equal to 160. Thank you, Nora. 160 plus 120. 160 plus 120. Calculate in your head, yes? 280. Come on, you should know how to calculate figures like this. 10s, 20s should be easy for you to calculate. So we have 280 plus 40 is equal to 320. Is she correct? Yes, she is correct. Put a tick if you have that answer. Let's look at rule 2. All right? Watching carefully, when you are writing your rule, I want you to always place the P for what? Perimeter. P is equal to 120 times 2 in bracket. Don't forget, we have the rule as P equals L times 2 plus what? W times 2 in bracket. So please, that's well done, Alan. This is very good. Okay, just your things that you missed out, please take into account or notice that so you will not do the same mistake. So we have 120 times 2 is equal to 120 times 2. 120 times 2. 2 times 0. 0, 2 times 2. 4, 2 times 1. 2. So you have 240. Is it correct? Yes. 40 times 2. Let's calculate quickly. 40 times 2. 2 times 0. 0, 2 times 4. 8. Our answer is 80. Has he got 80 millimeters there? Yes. So 240 plus 80 is equal to 320. He is correct. You give a tick if you have that answer. Let's look at rule number 3. Don't forget, perimeter equals length plus width in bracket times 2. Don't forget your equal sign as well. Vanessa? Okay. Remember that, please. So we have the length is equal to 120 millimeters plus the width is equal to plus what? 40 millimeters times 2. So you work in the bracket first. 120 plus 40 is equal to 160 times 2 will be 320 millimeters. Is the answer correct? Yes, it's correct. Now you can see that 320 millimeters is the answer in all 3 rules. Okay, we have activity 2 up on the screen. I'd like you to do that for homework. You will use method 2. I think you're familiar with method 2, you should know by now how to use method 2. You will use the plus sign to add all the sides. So you use that to do your homework. Let's look at okay, our summary for today is the perimeter of an irregular shape is found by adding the sides of different lengths. Our key phrase for today, perimeter of different sided shapes. Our next lesson topic will be on solving perimeter problems. With that, thank you very much, 6s and receiving students, for participating in this lesson.